Hi guys, welcome to another lesson. I am Teacher Jilu, your English teacher. And today's lesson is going to be a grammar lesson. And the grammar topic that we are going to study today is the passive voice. So the first thing we need to know is when to use the passive voice, right? The passive voice is used when we don't want to mention who did an action, whether because we don't know who did this action or because it is not important. In today's lesson, we are going to analyze 6 different phrases in the present, in the past, and in the future to see how the passive voice is applied with different verb tenses. Okay? The first pair of phrases that we are going to analyze is composed of one sentence in the active voice and other sentence in the passive voice. So let's compare them. So in the active voice, I say, I clean my bedroom every day. In the passive voice, I say, every day my bedroom is cleaned. In the active voice, the focus is on who did the action. I clean my bedroom. In the passive voice, the focus is on the action, the cleaning. The cleaning is more important. To transform a sentence from active voice into passive voice, it is always necessary to include the verb to be, according to the verb tense used in the active voice. So here, what was the verb tense used in the active voice? Is it in the present, in the future, or is it in the past? It's in the present. Very good. So the verb to be in the passive voice is going to be in the present too. Yes, very good. Including the verb to be to make the passive voice is only the first step. The second step is to transform the main verb, the principal verb, into the past participle. The main verb of this sentence, the principal verb of this sentence, is to clean. And the past participle form of to clean is cleaned. But Teacher Jilu, what is the past participle? Good, I'm very glad you asked. The past participle form of the verb is the third verb, the third form. So let's take a look at this picture. The first column is the present, the second column is the past, and the third column is the past participle form. In the passive voice, to form the structure of the passive voice, you will always use the verbs that are in the third column. So now, let's take a look at one example in the past, using a irregular verb, whose form in the past participle will change a little. Actually, it changes a lot. The example is, Dan Brown wrote Da Vinci Code. So here, the focus is on the author. The focus is on the writer. So the writer comes first. In the passive voice, the focus is on the book. So I will start the sentence with the book. The passive form is Da Vinci Code was written by Dan Brown. The first step is to identify the verb tense of the active voice, which is the past. Very good. The second step is to include the verb to be according to the verb tense used in the active voice. Remember? Which in this case is the past. Very good. So the verb to be in the past is was. The third step is to transform the principal verb of the active voice into the past participle. So let's go back to the picture that contains the three forms of the verbs. So the present is write, the past is wrote, and the past participle form is written. For the regular verbs, the past form and the participle form don't change. They are the same. But for the irregular verbs, the form in the past participle changes a lot. So now we are going to see the passive voice being used for a sentence in the future. Here we have the active voice. Robots will drive all the buses in 2050. In 2050, all the buses will be driven by robots. That is the passive voice. So let's check if all the steps used to transform a sentence from active voice into passive voice are there in those two sentences. Step 1. To identify the verb tense used in the active voice, which in this case is the future. The passive voice is future too. Check. Step 2. To include the verb to be according to the verb tense used in the active voice. So, future, the verb to be is will be. Very good. So, check. Step 3. To include the past participle form of the principal verb used in the active voice. So, to drive becomes driven. Is driven there? Yes, it is. So, check. In 2050, all the buses will be driven by robots. In this lesson, we went through the passive voice being used with the present, the past, and the future. But this structure of the passive voice can be used with different verb tenses too. So guys, stay tuned for part 2 of this lesson, where I will be transforming other sentences from active voice into passive voice, but using different verb tenses, okay? So guys, that was today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you liked, and if you liked, remember to press the like button, share the video with your friends, comment, ask me questions on the comment section, and I will gladly answer all of your questions. Remember to press the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new lesson. Thanks for watching, take care, and I see you on my next video. Bye! Who let the dogs out? Who? Who let the dogs out? Who?